All right. Hey, my name is Nia J, and I'm here with Ike, and we're super excited to be performing at the opening reception of Packard's first gallery. This first song is called Hazy, and it just released on all streaming platforms, so make sure to check it out. Don't wanna go there, but maybe we should. If love doesn't live here, nothing else could. So tell me I'm crazy, I don't think you would. The feeling is hazy, but don't it feel good? I like what I like. Don't it feel good? I met you in the summertime, had no intent to find you, steady blowing up my line. We talked from 9 to 5 about nothing. Just saw you, but I miss you. Don't know that I am meant to, but last night I dreamed I kissed you. Is it nothing? Maybe our demons are mingling. Will we stay the same? What if our past makes us present and I'm scared of change? Don't wanna go there, but maybe we should. If love doesn't live here, nothing else could. So tell me I'm crazy, I don't think you would. The feeling is hazy, but don't it feel? Don't wanna go there, but maybe we should. Love doesn't live here, nothing else could. I don't think you would. But don't it feel? I like what I like. Don't it feel good? I like what I like. I like what I like. I just might think I like. I like what I like, I just might think I like. Don't it feel? How much do you want? I'll give it to you, whatever the cost, without any thought. I'm a little extreme, I say what I mean. Believe me, I'll give you my all, until I am lost. Patience is my virtue, or perhaps it's a burden. Depends how you word it. Wish that I could get to when I know what my worth is, and you don't deserve it. Loving myself, loving myself. But loving myself is exactly what I need to give you what you need. How long will I wait? Haven't heard from you in a couple of days, but you need your space. And I'm not the type to put up a fight or tell you I want you to stay, but I want you to stay. Patience is my virtue, or perhaps it's a burden. Depends how you word it. Wish that I could get to when I know what my worth is, and you don't deserve it. Loving myself, loving myself. But loving myself is exactly what I need to give you what you need. Loving myself before someone else. What I need. Loving myself isn't easy. Loving myself before you doesn't please me. It isn't easy to give you what you need.
Welcome to the Artist Tells All chat. Joanna, who is our first featured artist, she is joining us today to briefly discuss her story on how she got into art and then just her inspiration behind her current collection. Joanna, if you want to just go ahead and get us started, briefly introduce yourself, and just start talking about your journey as an artist.
All right. Well, hi everybody. I'm Joanna. A little bit about me. I'm 27. I'm an artist in the Charlotte metro area. Let's see. I really got started into art when I was young in high school. Took some AP courses, and that kind of just jettisoned me into the whole world of art. I majored in painting and drawing in college. Graduated in 2015, and from there, I took a few internships with the CNH Museum here in York County, and then with the McCall Center, as well as with the Charlotte Art League. From there, I really just wanted to continue my practice as a studio artist, as well as, of course, maintain a job while you're doing that, as most artists know. And from there, it's really just been a journey of pushing myself and continuing to stay involved with the arts, which can sometimes be difficult after you graduate out of college, because you don't know where the jobs are, and if there are jobs, no one wants to give them up. So you kind of just have to keep pushing yourself and staying connected with people. So that's kind of what I've been doing.
Yeah. So what do you think has been one of the biggest challenges about being an artist? Are you currently working full time as an artist? Are you still working part time? Like, what are you finding to be challenging about pursuing this artist career?
I kind of like to call myself an artist with a day job. So I work full time during the week, and on the weekends, that's when I can really start, get into my art stuff. The hardest thing I feel like being an artist and trying to pursue an artist career is obviously, insurance, making sure, you have health insurance, and then also being able to sustain yourself and maintain this kind of art life where, you're able to create, you have a space where you can create, and then also making sure like the daily things are taken care of, like where you're going to get food, have to pay rent, car notes, things like that. So I think it's really just trying to find that juggle between being creative and then also, I guess, being practical about it.
Right. Do you feel like as a full-time artist with a day job, do you feel like you run into situations where you're tired from your day job and then you don't necessarily have the energy to work on some of your projects when you get home? Is that something that you struggle with, and how do you kind of combat that? And then not to like overwhelm you with this question, but have you experienced artist block, and is some of it due to the fact that you still have this full-time job? Yeah, if that was like too much of a question, let me know and I can kind of break it down for you. But yeah, tell me a little bit about like your artist block. Tell me about kind of artist fatigue, and tell me how you balance the day job and then how you balance your art career.
Yeah. So yeah, it can be a bit of a struggle trying to balance, your day job and your artist career. Um, I know with me, I found that if I've had a really hard day or week at work, like I can't do anything creative until it hits Saturday or Sunday. So I'll have like stints where I won't make anything for like a good couple of weeks just because I've been either so busy with work or I'm just really tired. Um, but I think for me, what really helps kind of break that block of not wanting to create anything because I'm just tired or I don't have any motivation is to actually look at other artists and their work and their process and see, how do they break that artist block, or how do they get rid of that fatigue from daily life matters. And for me, I think one of the things that I've taken from that is just like doodling or sketching in my sketchbook. Um, and from there, I can get a lot of, good ideas, and also, bouncing off ideas of other artists. one of my friends, she has a daytime job as well, but she's still like, draws on during her free time. And I like to bounce ideas off of her. And that really helps me get out of that little artist block that I can get into sometimes. So it's really just kind of balance that and figure out how to get past it.
Yeah. Do you find that when you are creating a collection, or maybe you're just going in on a new piece, do you find yourself always planning out your piece before you get started on the actual canvas? Or do you like to sometimes go in and just kind of do whatever comes to mind? How is the process of just being creative? How is that like for you?
For me, I'd like to say it's 75% just doing what I want, and then 25% actually planning. So like for this current exhibit with Packard Place with you guys, this one actually planned out. So for this one, it was more of like an emotional like outlet kind of thing where I needed to like just sit down, think, and plan what I was going to do. But in general, whenever I'm making an art, like a painting or ceramics or anything like that, it's usually, what do I feel like doing today? What does my canvas or my medium say like it wants to be?
Yeah. And I feel like that was kind of like a great transition into, explaining your collection. You mentioned how, this piece is a little bit emotional. Talk to me about, your inspiration behind this current collection, which, by the way, this is one of the lovely pieces. And I will just note, if you haven't seen it, just stay tuned. We will be showing a virtual gallery tour later in the production. But yeah, Joanna, tell me a little bit more about your current collection and what inspired it.
So this current collection is really just an ode to my sister, who sadly she passed away last year in March from lupus complications. It was really created in a time where I kind of felt lost because as twins you're basically like the same person but two, so it's like a 2-for-1. So like she's like my partner in crime. So now that she's not here with me physically, I've kind of just been trying to search or find ways to express how I'm feeling, as well as honor her in something that we both like to do, which is painting. And so yeah, a lot of the paintings in this collection are in honor of her and her life and her strength and just how beautiful she was, as well as helping me kind of find my way through that dark time of, what am I supposed to do? How do I go on without her by my side, kind of thing. And I feel like now that, I've kind of got the piece that I need from it, I can, share it with the public now, and they can kind of, if they're dealing with anything like any deaths or sadness or depression or whatever, they can view my art and kind of get that healing and peace they need from it now.
Yeah. I think that's really beautiful. The fact that you were able to find, therapy almost in being able to create this piece, or not even the piece, but all of the collections that you have. Do you find that all of your collections, or the majority of your pieces, have more of an emotional background or meaning or inspiration behind it? Do you feel like you are drawn to art for therapeutic purposes?
I think that's pretty nail on the head. Head on the nail, whatever way you go. I think that's pretty accurate. For me, art has always been like just a way to communicate, and it's a very cathartic process for me. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, depending on what I'm doing or what the subject matter is, it can be very emotional, like this current collection, or it could just be, I feel like, I have all this energy built up, I just want to let it out. So there is like an emotional connection to it, as well as a spiritual connection to it as well. But yeah, I'd like to say it's like 50-50 for me.
Yeah. You mentioned how, painting and being creative is a way that you're able to express and communicate, kind of what you have in your head. I know what you're kind of up to in your current projects, but for those that don't know, explain to them about some of your current exhibition projects that you're doing, and explain kind of like the inspiration and the purpose behind those.
Okay. So I think the most current one, or one that's coming up in actually, wow, next week, is with South End Arts, and it's I'm actually curating I think it's like their next two shows. It's part of their Justice series, where they're exploring the connection between justice and art and how they can use that to start the conversation of how, as a community and as a society, we can exact justice for all these social issues and problems that we're experiencing now. And that is actually going to be on March 4th and 5th in Uptown, and it's in actually collaboration with the Brooklyn Collective on Brevard Street, which is actually it's 3 buildings, which are like the last 3 remaining buildings of the Brooklyn area in Charlotte that was actually raised in an attempt for urban redevelopment. But we all know how that goes. So that's coming up, and then let's see, I have an exhibit that's actually finishing up in Clover, South Carolina, with Gallery 120, and that was for their Black History Month exhibit. I have a few paintings there, and then I have some projects that I'm working on for another exhibit coming up in September, so that's later in the year, and and then I have a lot going on. Now that I'm thinking about it. I'm actually going to be working on another, actually some portraiture collections, which is dealing with my identity as a Black American, and also having immigrant parents who came over from Jamaica, and kind of how that all coincides and combines into like who I am as a person, and then also it will comment on, our current immigration situation that's happening in America, and how, immigrant parents come over to provide, better lives for their children, and as well as for themselves, and how that story kind of comes to be.
Yeah, it sounds like you really have your hands full with like a lot of different like art and creative projects around the Charlotte region, which is really, really awesome for you. Do you feel like you could have ever had a sense of like, this is what your life as an artist would have been? Like, is this something that, is a little bit not starstruck, but lack of a better term, like, do you feel a little bit like starstruck by like your current ventures, or did you always feel like this is the place that you were meant to be?
I think more than not, I have moments where I'm like, wow, I'm really doing the thing right now. Because sometimes I feel like I'm just kind of just like walking in a dream, like kind of just like out, like an outer body experience, just watching myself do the things I said I really wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I can say I'm starstruck sometimes about myself.
Yeah.
My own horn, but yeah, I think it's just me just living in the moment and enjoying everything, and not really, I don't want to say not getting, too big headed about it, but
Mm-hmm.
I am excited about where I am and where I'm going. So
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years as an artist?
My dreams, my hope is to, finally get rid of my full-time job and be a full-time artist like I want to be. And, making and creating work and just enjoying my life and having fun. That's where I see myself.
Yeah. Do you have any aspirations to have your own gallery one day?
Yes, one day, one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right now I'm actually pursuing getting my LLC so that, I'm official.
Yeah. That's
So
awesome.
that's one goal that I'm working towards this year. And then after that, hopefully I can, just shoot off into the stars and have my own gallery and provide opportunities for other artists. So
Yeah. That's really awesome. And just even over the time that I've been able to talk to you and learn more about you and just see your collections and see some of your other pieces, I have no doubt I am a huge Joanna Henry supporter. I will be following you every step of the way. You're a phenomenal artist, a phenomenal human, and I'm really passionate about all of the things that you have going on in your collection, and I really just appreciate you being our first artist to kick off this gallery. So I definitely wish you all of the best in all of your future endeavors. But before we wrap up, what is some piece of advice that you give to other aspiring artists that are ready to jumpstart their creative career, but they may still find themselves in this full-time position, and then they're having a hard time juggling both their side hustles, if you will, and then their full-time job? What do you recommend to them? What advice do you have for those type of artists?
I recommend that, one, obviously stay organized, that's my weakness, organization. But that's for all artists, but whatever. And then also keep pushing yourself. Don't give up. And continue to always find motivation and inspiration from your other artists and your friends, because that's what helps me push to keep pursuing wanting to be like a full-time artist. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Joanna, for joining me for this Artist Tells All chat. I know I really enjoyed talking to you, and I hope the listeners at home learned a little bit about you, and hope that you get some more supporters out of this. So feel free to stick around. For those that are watching at home, we are going to be jumping in to the virtual gallery tour, as well as you will see a live music performance by Nia Johnson. So stay tuned for all of that. But yeah, Joanna, it was very, very nice not meeting you, but talking to you.
Yes, thank you for having me. And I'm super excited about this exhibit and Nia Johnson, because she is top notch. So.
Golden girl, ivory pearls, swear you like a song I've heard but was too afraid to sing. Warm brown eyes, cautious gaze, it makes me appreciate when your presence looks at me. I wish we could skip this part, but hold on to the butterflies and highs. Tonight's been laying in your arms, and your thoughts are so close that they're mine, oh mine. Because you make me so unsteady, unsure and confused. And I know, despite it all, I hope I'm the thought that you choose. Golden girl, ivory pearls, for you I would paint the world every color you wish to see. Your confident, charismatic gaze, it makes me reciprocate. I sit taller when I see it. I wish we could skip this part, but hold on to the butterflies and highs. First times. Tonight's been laying in your arms, and your thoughts are so close that they're mine. Because you make me so unsteady, unsure and confused. And I know, despite it all, I hope I'm the thought that you choose. You and me have that Take my hand and take this leap of faith. I'll catch you every time. Thank you.